Hi guys. Okay, so I wanted to show you some examples of what your defense is going to be like and look like and what we are expecting from you, okay? So let's dive right in. So first off, I want to show you the rubric that we are going to be using. You have access to this. It is you can highlight and use it to make sure that you have everything that you need to have. So here is the rubric that you are going to have access to. It is exactly the same as we will use to grade you, okay? So I told you up here that you can highlight where you think that you fall to practice and improve your defense. This is extremely recommended, you guys. Make sure that you have everything in this 4 or 3 category. We don't want any apprentice or novice presentations or defenses because then you would have to redo it. We would encourage you to redo it. So we want you to be a 4 or a 3. So make sure that you are falling into each category. So for example, introduction and greeting. In order to get a 4, you have to introduce yourself with your complete name, and you have to also greet the panel and give personal information. So for example, you want to say hello to all the people that are on the panel. You want to introduce yourself, and then you want to tell them the personal things that you have on your slide. You should be giving any personal information that you want, like your favorite hobby, favorite color, favorite animal, things that are more personal to you, okay? All right, your first artifact. We're gonna write in your first artifact here. If you want to type it in your checklist, you can, and what success skill it goes under. So what is the actual artifact? What was it that you did? And then what is the success skill that you say it is? In order to get a 4, you have to thoroughly explain the artifact and describe how the artifact really shows the success skill or exemplifies. Exemplifies really shows how it falls under that success skill. And you have to have your artifact finished. If your artifact is not finished, you guys, you're going to be falling into a 2 or a 1. Even for a 3, it says your artifact has to be finished. Make sure to check your artifacts. That's why we spent so much time on that in class, making sure to go back and look at the actual artifact, okay? So in order to get a 4, you need to be explaining how your artifact, how that thing you did aligns with your success skill. How does it make you an effective communicator in great detail? Not just saying it made me a great effective communicator because I talked a lot. That's not going to get you a 4, okay? Be very specific. Then same thing with the second artifact and the third artifact, you guys. It's the same thing. You have to thoroughly explain why that thing you did aligns with your success skill. And then the questions. Does the student answer the questions about his or her slide, artifact, and backpack? So the questions are going to be below, and you want to make sure that you are completely answering any questions that were asked to you. So you get a little bit of a head start because you're going to know the questions we're going to ask you in advance, okay? So the questions we're going to ask you, you will see below here. We have not totally come up with the questions yet, so you will see these below here for you to use and get ready for and prepare for, okay? So this is the exact rubric. I'll show you the rubric just to prove to you. Here is the rubric. It is exactly the same. The only thing that's different is it doesn't say highlight, for practice. Literally, that's it, you guys. These are our rough questions that we're thinking about asking. What do you think is the most important thing you've learned in 5th grade? How do you think these skills will help you in the future? And what skill do you struggle with the most? Okay, what skill? We're talking about the backpack skills, right? Okay, so those are some example questions that we might ask, but we're not for sure, so you will have them on your checklist when I post this live, okay? All right, now I want to show you an example of a 5th grader's defense, okay? I want to show you an example. So here is an example I showed you this in class, but I wanted to show it to you again. So here is this person's personalization, right? We started with that set slide. We saw, like I told you, not to mess with any of it until you get all your content in. Once you do, make it your own, personalize it, right? So here, Jordan personalized it. He picked pictures of his family in a car, must be his favorite team, right? So all of these things, these would fall under that introduction, right? He's going to introduce himself, say hi to the teachers, and he's going to talk about probably his favorite sports team and how important his family member is up there, and that car, what that car means to him. So this would be that introduction page. Make sure you have an introduction page. Then he goes on to show his items for each of his artifacts for each of his backpack skills. So remember that you guys can have a picture of the actual thing that you did. You can have a video like he has. If you made a video like your middle school project and you want to put the video in, you can do that. Or you can have a link to it. We recommend not using a link because we just want you to stay on this slideshow the whole time. Okay? So this one, he has a video, so he could play that video or part of the video. You only have 15 minutes, so you definitely don't want to take up 15 minutes showing a video, right? You might want to show the most important part. For example, he has his resilient learner. He probably is going to put a graph in here, and then he talks about how his MAP scores show that he is a resilient learner, right? And he wrote down pretty much everything that he's going to say. I recommended to you all to have just kind of blurbs, and then you talk more about it instead of having big paragraphs. So that's really highly encouraged from me and from Field. Okay, and this is a little bit more, right? About now he's on to math. Effective communicator. He's showing 2 pictures of how he's an effective communicator, and then he's going to talk about those things and how that shows that he is an effective communicator in great detail, right? Not just quick, right? He's going to go in great detail with how those things showed that he was an effective communicator. Emerging innovator. See, he just has a picture of his project there, and he's going to explain. The most important thing is explaining how that project or how that artifact shows he is an emerging innovator. Okay, what made him an emerging innovator? He goes on to talk about his globally and culturally competent citizen and productive collaborator. Now remember, guys, that you only need three artifacts. That means 3 success skills, 3 different success skills. We talked a lot about this in class, and I made sure that everybody had 3 different success skills and 3 different backpack artifacts. You can't say Chinese New Year is all 3, like productive collaborator, effective communicator, and globally culturally competent. You can't say the same artifact for 3 different types of skills. You have to have 3 different skills, and in each skill, a different artifact. So that's 3 things. So really, you should have your introduction page. That's 1 page. Then your first artifact, explaining how it aligns with your skill. Second artifact, and how it aligns with the skill. And third artifact, and how it aligns with the skill. And he has on here some personalization. This also, guys, can really help you with the conclusion or with talking about you a little bit more. So he talks about football and how that is an important part of his life and his goals for the future. I love that. I know on our slide, I also put goals for the future, I believe. So putting that in there is great. And then he has a slide dedicated for the questions that the jury is going to ask him, or the judges are going to ask him. Okay, so that's introduction, your 3 artifacts, and you want to put your goals, and then a questions page. Okay, that's 6 slides. Okay, if you're going to skip one, skip the goals because that's not on our rubric, but that just goes above and beyond. Okay, so that's only 5 slides. All right, make sure though that your artifacts are complete, and make sure that you are explaining a lot of reasons why, or very in-depth reasons as to why that project or that thing goes with your backpack skill, okay? How you showed that you were an effective communicator through International Delight Night or whatever you chose, okay? And the last thing I want to show you is once you are ready to present, you have practiced, your slide deck is ready, then you guys need to sign up for a time to do your defense, okay? Sign up for a time to do your defense. Here is what it looks like. Our main signups are going to be the week of the 18th. So the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. And then that next week we have school on Tuesday and Wednesday, which is the 26th and 27th. What you'll do is say you want to go the 19th at 11 o'clock. You're going to type your first name. The person next to you is going to be the teacher that's going to be there, and there's 2 slots extra for other adults from field that are going to jump in as well. Okay? So that is how you sign up for a time. You must sign up for a time before the 15th. That's before Friday. So even if you're not done by the 15th, say you're going to, go on the 26th, you need to be signed up for a time by the 15th. So no one signs up after the 15th. If you don't sign up by the 15th, we're assuming that you don't want to do it. If you're ready before the week of the 18th and you want to go ahead and you want to get your defense finished sometime on the 13th, sometime on the 14th, or sometime on the 15th, just reach out to Miss Bug or I and we will set up a time with you and you can do your defense then if you're ready to go. Okay? Last thing, I want to make sure that you know how to navigate when you are ready to present your defense, and I am going to show you that now. So what you're going to do is you will go to your backpack. You're going to go to your backpack. And you're going to go to your showcase, you guys. It's going to look a little different because this is my teacher page. You're going to go to your showcase, and you must make sure that you have... All right, guys, so I actually just logged into a student's account so that I can show you that. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your backpack. I'm going to show it to you so that it's through a student's eyes, okay? And you're going to go to your showcase. Okay, this is when you get on and you're about to do your presentation to the teachers, okay? You go to so you have this ready before it's your time. If you're 11 o'clock, I would say go ahead and get this all ready at like 10:30. That way you're ready, okay? You're going to go to your showcase, and you should have already created your 5th grade defense right here. Now, you have to make sure that your slide deck is right here. Lucy does have hers right here. If you don't, you need to click the plus and you need to add that slide deck. So you need to add wherever all your backpack defense is, okay? That's how you're going to present to us. And the reason is because we also spent some time, now Lucy is not finished here, but that's okay. We also spent some time putting the artifacts that you want to showcase down here. Only the 3. There should only be 3 artifacts down here, okay? But we did spend some time with that, and that way if you have to go to your artifact, it's going to be right there, okay? So when you get ready to present to us, have this ready to go, okay? And it's as easy as hitting this button right here at the very top with the arrow, and it will take you to your actual slideshow, and you can present to us, okay? All right, I'm excited to help you through this process and see your wonderful submissions.